The fox used to think failure was one big moment. You fail once, the door slams, game over. Then the fox actually failed and found out failure isn't a moment. Failure is a ladder. And most people quit somewhere in the middle, thinking they've hit the bottom, when really they're only 3 steps from the top. The fox stood in front of a long staircase, weird staircase. Written across the top, levels of failure. The fox looked up and thought, great, I fall down, I climb up. Simple. The fox did not know each step had its own trap. The fox put one paw on the first step, and the ground changed under it. Level 1. Denial. The scene opens on the fox sitting in the wreckage of a plan that didn't work. Papers everywhere. A business idea, cold on the table. And the fox says the first thing every failed creature says. It wasn't my fault. The market was bad. The timing was wrong. Nobody explained the rules properly. Denial feels amazing here. It's soft. It's warm. Nobody has to change because nothing was actually broken. The fox curled up in that warmth and stayed a while. But denial has a quiet cost. If nothing was your fault, nothing needs fixing. And if nothing needs fixing, you never move. The fox looked at the next step and thought, fine, maybe I'll admit a little something, and climbed to level 2. Level 2. Panic. Level 3. Blame. Level 3 felt powerful, genuinely powerful. The fox pointed outward, at the partner who didn't deliver, the competitor who played dirty, the timing, the economy, the algorithm. And every single one of those things might have been partly true. That's what makes blame so addictive. It's rarely a total lie. There's always a real villain to point at. But blame has one hidden cost. Whatever you blame, you hand your power to. If the failure was entirely someone else's doing, then the fix is entirely someone else's job too. And the fox would sit there forever, waiting on people who owed it nothing. The fox pointed at the world one more time, then noticed its own paw was in the picture too. And that noticing, small, uncomfortable, pulled the fox up to level 4. Level 4. Honest diagnosis. This is where most creatures quietly stop climbing. Level 4 doesn't feel like relief. It feels like standing in front of a mirror with bad lighting. The fox looked back at the wreckage from level 1 and asked a harder question. Okay, what part of this was actually me? Maybe the timing wasn't perfect, but the fox also ignored 3 warnings. Maybe the partner was flaky, but the fox never set clear terms. This level isn't about self-punishment. It's about precision. Denial says nothing was my fault. Blame says everything was someone else's fault. Level 4 says something specific and useful. This exact part was mine, and I can fix that exact part. It's the least comfortable level on the whole staircase. It's also the first one that actually leads anywhere. The fox took a breath, wrote down 3 honest lines about what went wrong, and climbed.
Level 5. Rebuilding. Level 5 felt fragile, in a good way. Small wins. A tiny version of the old idea, tested carefully this time. A conversation handled better than last time. Nothing huge, but nothing collapsing either. The fox started to feel something it hadn't felt in a while. Quiet, careful confidence. The trap here is overcorrection. One small win, and the fox wanted to go big immediately. Throw everything back on the table at once. Prove the comeback fast. The fox caught itself reaching for that same reckless move that caused the first fall and stopped. Rebuilding isn't a sprint back to where you were. It's a slower staircase than the fall down was. The fox rebuilt one honest step at a time, and the staircase kept going up. Level 6. Mastery. At the top, the The view was different than the fox expected. No trophy, no finish line. Just a fox that had failed enough times to stop fearing it. Failure wasn't the opposite of success anymore. It was just information. Data about what doesn't work yet, collected on the way to what does. The creature still standing at level 1, calling everything unfair, the fox understood them completely, because that used to be home. The difference wasn't talent. It was that the fox kept climbing after every step that hurt. And that's the real secret hiding in this staircase. Failure was never standing between you and success. Failure was the staircase. Every level you actually walk through, denial, panic, blame, honest diagnosis, rebuilding, is a level success is built out of. There is no version of the top that skips the middle.